Welcome to the Unfuck Your Fitness podcast. I am your host, Christy Castillo, and I'm here to give you real talk and cut the BS so you can actually enjoy building a body you love. I'm a personal trainer obsessed with giving you simple action steps to take you from feeling stuck to feeling sexy. Let's go. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's episode. If you have ever started a diet or even started to count macros and work out and drink your water and eat right and quote unquote do all the right things and you're not seeing the weight loss, you don't see the weight loss that you want to see, or maybe you're even seeing weight gain, and you've just quit and thought that that was not the right thing to do. Obviously, you're doing something wrong. This is not going to work for me, right? This episode is for you. So what we're going to dive into today, technically, is something called reverse dieting. That term is pretty unfamiliar for a lot of people. And so I don't want to tell you exactly what that is in this episode, but what we're going to be talking about today is essentially what happens when you do reverse diet. So a really small snippet of what reverse dieting is obviously when you think of a diet, you think of eating less and consuming less calories. And so if you reverse that, it would be to eat more calories. And I think that concept, because if you don't know the reason behind it, it seems like the wrong thing to do. And so I don't want to just really dig into that right now, but that's essentially what I teach my ladies and what I guide my ladies to do. But very, very rarely until we're like halfway into it, until we're like in the thick of it, do I say, actually, what you're doing is reverse dieting, because I think that it's kind of a turnoff for a lot of my ladies. I know that it was for me, like just the concept, just the word eating more and like reverse dieting was really foreign to me. And so I had to do what reverse dieting actually is. I had to take those actions and see results. And then someone told me, oh, what you're doing is actually reverse dieting. And then I was like, oh, well, I'm seeing results. So now it works. I think sometimes doing it instead of knowing exactly what it is can be very, very beneficial. So this episode is going to be based off of specifically how I coach and guide my ladies, because that's the right way to do things. But this is from my own experience. This is literally how I do my programs. This is how I coach my ladies. And that's what I want to talk about, is the fact that sometimes I have ladies come to me and right off the bat, they will start to lose like a half of a pound a week or a pound a week. And I have some ladies that come to me and right off the bat, they lose 0 pounds a week. And even for like 6, 8, sometimes 10 weeks, I know that's kind of scary, they can see 0 weight loss. I actually did have a client literally yesterday tell me she lost 3 inches. I think it's been about 8 weeks that she's been working with me. She's lost 0 weight and she's lost 3 inches, and she was feeling really stuck. And so this episode came at a really good time, but that actually is happening right now for some of my ladies. Some of them are losing weight really fast and some of them are not. And so they're losing inches and seeing other wins, right? She's feeling stronger and her workouts a lot stronger. She's eating more food and not gaining weight. So we'll talk about that in a little bit, which is a win. She has more energy. Her joints are feeling better. So a lot of other wins, but the weight loss was her only goal coming to me, and she's not seeing that. And so I've had to walk her through that. But I want to talk about that because I think that it's hard sometimes when your friend is doing a certain diet and you try that certain diet. Maybe your friend is seeing amazing results and you try it and you see no results. It's really easy to think, well, that's not working for me, or nothing will ever work for me, or I'm a lost cause. And that's not true. And so I want to walk through that today. So I want to begin with saying your starting place matters. Where you start your diet, or hopefully counting macros. We're gonna actually talk about in this episode the way that I coach my ladies, like I said. So we're gonna talk about counting macros. But let's say 2 ladies come to me for the exact same workout program and the exact same help, right? Their starting place matters. If you've been dieting for years and years and years and your metabolism is an absolute mess, you have to build it back up. And that's going to look different for you than it does for anyone else. And so we all have a starting place, and every journey is different. Every body is different. Your lifestyle is different. You have to take that into consideration. Each person is so different. So you cannot compare your results with someone else's, especially off the bat. Now, if you were the same height, the same weight, doing the same workouts, exactly the same lifestyle, eating exactly the same foods, your results would be a little bit closer if you started off at the same place. Like if your metabolism was the same. There are still a lot of things that even doing all those things identical to someone else, you still would not see the exact same results. And so we need to start out by just knowing your starting place matters. So if I have a client that comes to me, wanting to do my workout program, work with me, and she's already eating 1,400 to 1,800 calories a day, she will see faster weight loss results than someone coming to me eating 900 to 1,200 calories a day. That person will see slower results. This is why the person eating 1,400 to 1,800 calories is already fueling their body better. Maybe not necessarily enough and maybe not necessarily the right macros, but that's way more calories. This person's body is more apt to be in a place where their metabolism is running effectively. So if we were to tweak her macros or cut calories a little bit to put her in a deficit, she would see results faster because her body is already primed. Her metabolism, her hormones are already up and running better than the person who comes to me eating 900 to 1,200 calories. Those numbers are so low, but I assure you that most of the ladies that come to me to do a program are eating between 900 and 1,100 calories on average. And so this person, their metabolism is tanked. Their hormones are a mess. Their body can hardly metabolize anything. They probably have no energy. They're so tired. They're not eating nearly enough carbs or proteins or fats. And so we have to get this person up to be able to eat more calories before we can bring them back down. And so that's number one, is your starting place matters so much, so much. I need to make sure that you understand that, that your starting place will be different than anybody else's, and it matters so, so much. And so next is the goal. My goal for my ladies is to get you to understand your body and to understand macros, because this will equal long-term success. I'm not just going to throw you into a more of a calorie deficit, especially if you're only eating 900 calories. What am I going to do? Bring you down to 500 calories? I mean, that's insane. You would literally be sick and in the hospital if I did that. And so I have to get you to understand your body, and I have to teach you how to understand your body and macros and why your body needs certain amount of foods. The goal also is for you to be able to eat as much as possible and still see results. This also equals long-term success. The goal is no more dieting. I want for you, and what you really would love is to not be able to have to look for another diet and suffer through another diet, and just to stop this dieting cycle. And so in order to lose weight, to lose fat, you have to be in a calorie deficit, which means your body needs to be burning more calories than you're taking in. The way that you want to do that sustainably, though, is to be able to eat as much as possible and still be in a calorie deficit, which means we have to be able to have your body be able to metabolize more food. You have to be able to consume more food. We have to get your workouts on point. We have to get some muscle on your body so you're burning fat all day long. And so these things can balance out a little more simply, way more simply, actually, so that you're working smarter and not harder. You're not always having to kill yourself in the gym and eat less. You can eat more and have your body and your metabolism and your hormones just run more effectively so that this all happens so naturally. Your body becomes like a well-oiled machine, like I always say. And so that's why a huge win for someone coming to me eating, let's say, 1,000 calories per day. I up that person to 1,100 calories for a week or two. I have them eat more food and they don't see any weight gain. After those 2 weeks, I up them another 100 calories. So now they're at 1,200 calories. They're still not seeing any weight gain. Their weight is staying the same. They're eating more. They're having more energy. Their metabolism is getting a little bit more on track, and they're doing some workouts that they're enjoying. After 2 more weeks, we up their calories another 100 calories. So they're eating more. more energy, better hormones, better metabolism. They're still not gaining any weight. And so this is a huge win because we're getting your body to function better by eating more food, and you're not seeing weight gain. You're also not seeing weight loss. And so that's the differential there, is that when you start a program with me, or when you start a program with anyone who does it the right way, you should be starting to eat more food and not seeing any weight gain. You should be able to eat more food and have your body weight stay the same. And I know that your goal is weight loss, but that is a huge win. If you think about that, the fact that your mindset is like, I need a diet, I need to eat less, I need to work more, but really you can eat more and have your body weight stay the same. That's a huge win. Huge win. You can eat more food and your body weight can stay the same. Eventually you will get to where you are in a calorie surplus. So by the time, we keep increasing by 100 calories every 2 weeks. Eventually, this person's body will see a little bit of weight gain. And that's when I know that it's time to cut you back down to another, 100 calories. And then you will start seeing that weight loss. But even in the meantime, there's one thing that's happening for sure is if you're hitting your macros and you are eating more food and your body weight is maintaining, it's not going up, your body is changing in that state, especially if you're doing one of my programs and you are lifting weights. Your body is changing 100%. You are losing inches, which means by lifting weights, you are building muscle. And by hitting your macros, you are losing fat, but you're doing that at the same time. And so your body weight will stay the same, but your body will change, meaning you'll have muscle instead of fat in some areas. And so muscle is technically more dense and smaller than fat. And so your body will change. Your body will become smaller. And so that's why it's important to take photos in the same clothes, in the same room, with your camera at the same angle so you can see all of your results and how your body is changing. And it's important to track your inches because you want to see some progress. It doesn't necessarily have to be weight loss all the time. Another thing for sure is as you continue to do it this way, your body will begin to trust you and eventually it will let go of the fat that it's storing for energy. So what's happening is when a lady comes to me and she's only eating 900, 1,000, 1,100 calories, that's not enough to fuel her body. And so what her body is doing is storing fat, holding onto fat that it already has on its body. Your body is not going to let go of that because it needs that fat for energy. Your body uses calories for energy. And if you are not feeding it enough calories, your body will hold onto fat. Your body needs to trust you. And so as you start to eat more calories, and more calories, and more calories, your body weight is staying the same. Your physique is changing, but your body weight is staying the same. But your body is slowly realizing that, okay, she's going to start feeding me enough. So eventually it will say, I can let go of some of this fat that I have stored up for energy because finally Christy is going to start feeding me enough and I don't need to store this fat anymore. But it takes a while and that depends on your starting place. Like I said, I mean, seriously, I have had women come to me to work with me in their 50s and 60s, and they've been dieting since they were in their 20s. That's 30, sometimes 30 plus years of dieting. That's a long time for your body to begin to trust you. And so think about that. If you're, starting this macro journey or you're starting any kind of a diet and you're not seeing the results, think about how long you've put your body through hell. And maybe it's going to take a little bit longer for your body to trust you. That's really deep down what's happening is your body is primed and designed to help you, to heal you, to protect itself. And that's what it's doing when you've fucked up your metabolism and your hormones. Your body doesn't trust you and it needs time to do that again. And so as you keep hitting those macros, especially your protein and carbs, and you keep it up with your workouts and you drink your water and you just get in some steps and you just start loving on your body and doing these things habitually, no matter what the outcome is, please know that eventually your body will trust you and it will let go of the fat that it's storing for energy. You just have to keep going. And so this is really the basis of why, if you've started a workout program before, which I know that you have, and you've not seen the results that you wanted, or you've not seen the weight loss results that you wanted, I should say. People will see results, definitely. When you're starting to work out, obviously you're going to see results, right? That's going to happen. And when you start eating healthier, you're going to feel better. And when you start eating more, your joints are going to be happier and your body is going to work better. If your only goal is weight loss, and a lot of times it is at first. I mean, that's why we start a diet in the first place, is weight loss. What we really want is confidence, and we want a different body physique structure. We want to be toned. We want to look strong. We want to feel strong. We want energy. Like, we want these other things. What we think we have to get those things is weight loss. And that's, first of all, our first mistake, but we don't realize that until later on. So if that's your main goal right now, that's okay. That's really why most people get started. And so if your main goal is weight loss and you're not seeing it, please know that there are other ways to track your progress, and your body just needs to trust you. It depends on your starting place. You have to set the right goals to understand your body and your macros. You have to be able to mentally think, I need to eat as much as possible and still see results, not eat as little as possible and still see results. Why starve yourself when you don't even have to? That's not even how your body wants to work anyway. And so that's technically why when you start something and you don't see weight loss, that's why it's happening. It's because of all of those things that I mentioned. And so for this reason, I wanted to make this podcast episode to explain that to you. And I also want to let you know that this is why it's so important to not only have accountability from like a friend or a buddy, but to have a mentor and a coach and a guide to explain and keep you on track. I cannot tell you how many times, even just yesterday, the client that I mentioned before, she's like, thank you so much for explaining this to me, because I've wanted to quit for years. I don't understand how this works. And so I would have quit. I would have thrown in the towel. She was done, not seeing weight loss, not seeing very many inches lost, putting in a shit ton of work and not seeing the results that she wanted. And we've all been there. We've all been there. And so to have someone right there, me, right there in your back pocket to explain this to you at a moment's notice and keep you on track is so, so important. So many people quit because they feel stuck. You hit a plateau, you start to maybe gain weight, and it's all natural. It's all part of the process. You are doing it the right way, but you won't know that unless you have someone in a position to teach you, that you trust, to teach you exactly why this is happening. And so for that reason, I'm so excited to announce I have not done private coaching or one-on-one coaching in a really long time, but I felt like it was time. I miss having that connection with my ladies. I really miss being able to be in your back pocket and really explain this stuff to you. Like this lights up my soul like nothing else. This is what I am designed to do, because when I send a 10-minute voice memo explaining this to a woman and she, writes me back and says, okay, I'm not going to quit. I understand. Thank you so much. This is changing my life. That means more to me than just about anything. And so I just launched my Unfuck Your Fitness private coaching program. It's a 12-week coaching program where I walk right along with you. Like I said, you get workouts that are custom to you, your abilities, the workout equipment that you have access to, your goals. I make sure you know why you are doing everything that I'm having you do. This creates confidence with someone in your back pocket telling you why you're doing something, that you are on track, showing you different wins, giving you a timeline like, okay, you'll start to see weight loss, in the next few weeks. And this is why, is a huge game changer. This is the last thing you will ever need to do to understand your body. And so I'm just beside myself excited. I have a few clients already that have signed up for it, and I'm just really, really excited. There's a couple different changes coming to my programs, and this is the first one, and I'm just super, super pumped. So I do have spots opening soon. This is you can begin anytime. It's whenever it works for you. And so it's all personalized for exactly what you need. And so be sure to check out the show notes for the link for this private coaching program for more information. It is a game changer. It's everything that I know packed into these 12 weeks. It's a 12-week minimum, actually, to help you do this for the last time. And so I am honored to be able to share this with you and change your life with this coaching program and teach you everything that I have in this episode and so, so much more. So thank you for listening, and I will talk to you next week. Thanks for listening to today's show. Go ahead and leave a rating and a review. And of course, follow the podcast so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And I would love it so much if you came to connect with me over on Instagram at Christy Castillo Fit. I will see you next time.